my name's Nigel from Wridgways in Australia. Now that you've made the big decision to move from South Africa to Australia, we're here to help. Australia has some of the toughest biosecurity and customs regulations in the world. It's very confusing, and we know that. We take lots of questions from South Africans moving to Australia, and we'd like to help you through that process. What we've done is compile a list of those most common questions to help you through this move. You should contact a removalist fairly early in your move decision. Once you've been offered a job and your immigration is in process, you'll be ready to move your goods. Reach out to us early and we'll make sure that all the information you need is sent to you as quickly as possible. One of the questions we get asked very often is, what kind of packaging materials do we use? Well, around the world there's two main types of boxes that we use. The first one is a smaller box that's used for your heavy items and more of your fragile items. These smaller boxes are perfect for books or anything really heavy that needs to be packaged up. It's also great for all of your crockery and china that you can put in here, make sure it's packaged well and as safe and secure in a smaller box. The larger boxes are much more common, so that's where you put all of your blankets, towels, all of your clothes, anything that's bulky but not so heavy. These larger boxes are probably going to make up the most part of your shipment. For furniture, what we do is package everything individually and bespoke. So we'll wrap all of your furniture in protective wrap and make sure that all of your furniture gets to Australia in perfect condition. A hot topic around moving to Australia is always our biosecurity. Australia has some of the most stringent biosecurity measures in the whole world. So here's a few golden rules that you need to consider when you're thinking about what you're going to put into your household goods shipment. Basically, anything that's been in contact with dirt, or anything that's made from animal products or vegetable products is likely going to be an issue. That includes everything in your pantry. So if you can put it in your mouth, it's an issue. If it's made from wood, it's an issue. If it's made from vegetables of any kind, it's an issue. And if it's made from meats or animal products, it could be an issue as well. To make sure that you're very clear on this, we've attached a very detailed list, and you can find that downloadable form below this video. In preparation for your move to Australia, there are a few things that you can do in advance to make sure that you get through the process as quickly and easily as possible. If you're a golfer, make sure that your golf clubs, the balls and all of your golfing shoes have been well cleaned. Get all of that dirt out of those shoes as much as you possibly can. If you live in a rural property or you've been visiting rural properties, make sure that any shoes that you wore are absolutely clean. Get that scrubbing brush out, hose them down, clean off those shoes so that there's nothing left and no trace of any dirt or products on the bottom of those shoes. For more information, see our resources section below. There's a document called Preparing Your Personal Effects for Shipment to Australia. When you're ready to move to Australia and you've engaged Wridgways as your relocation provider, we'll send you all of the paperwork you need to make sure your move here is hassle-free. Most people will need two pieces of documentation. The first one is the customs form B534. We'll help you fill that out and make sure you get it right the first time. The other document you'll need is the OBL, which is the Ocean Bill of Lading. We'll also procure that for you and make sure that that is done correctly the first time as well. If on the odd chance you'd like an air shipment, then you'll need an airway bill. That's a little bit different. We'll get that for you as well. Of course, you need your passport and address to deliver to in Australia, and to make sure that you've got a valid visa for moving here. All household goods shipments coming into Australia are subject to physical inspection by the Department of Agriculture. That process will delay your shipment by about 14 days after delivery of your consignment to Australia. To minimise any delays, do make sure that you clean everything thoroughly before it is shipped, but please do note that any prior cleaning or fumigation or treatment of any kind does not stop the Department of Agriculture from having a further inspection. It is completely up to them, and if they deem that your shipment represents a quarantine risk to Australia, it will be subject to further treatment. Some additional costs may occur if you haven't declared or prepared your household goods shipment properly. Even if you have cleaned and prepared everything according to the book, it still doesn't stop the Department of Agriculture ordering further treatment if they deem that your shipment is a quarantine risk to Australia. We've included links in the resources section below with further information regarding biosecurity measures for Australia. Additionally, there's a number of forms that you may like to fill in before coming to Australia. We've included as well some additional free download information to help you with your settling in when you get to Australia.